Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Fanatical Postgame show as we find Steve and I playing violin. Good old classics here. Trying to adjust the sound. Oh, yes. Well, it was one of those afternoons. We saw a lot of different things, and I wanted to get Steve's takes on the game. The Browns lose to the Packers 23-10.
Yes.
But there were some things that stood out, and Steve, you started kind of talking about them when we were off air here just for a second. And, the couple things that I'll just start, and then I'll let you elaborate. The Browns got down early. They allowed a big pass play in the first series to Jordan Love. You can elaborate on that here in a moment. There were a couple different players, including Luke Whippler. Did I say that right? The backup center from Ohio State, who I was crushed to see get injured early in that game. The highlight
from behind. With the quarterback and the defender.
I know. The highlight, in the second half, we can talk about DTR. Again, I just think he looked good. Looked very good. 14 for 18 for 134 yards. Had a bullet of a couple passes down the stretch. Had one called back for a touchdown late in that game because Zach Zinter was like 3 or 4 yards downfield. And after the jubilant celebration, they had to fight for the touchdown. They finally got it. I forget the kid's name that scored the touchdown. So, Steve, how are you doing? What did you see that you enjoyed? And thanks again, everybody, for tuning into the Fanatical Elves. We'll be bringing you pregame and postgame shows throughout the season.
Definitely.
Yeah. What did you think tonight, Steve?
Well, considering the Browns were playing a ton of backups, and by the way, that touchdown wouldn't have happened against Martin Emerson or Denzel Ward. Sorry, it wouldn't. I was very impressed with Devin Bush. I liked him coming out of college. I hated that he played for the Steelers, but if they can get him like he played for the Steelers, then that's an excellent pickup. My man, Mahmoud Diabete, I loved him last year.
Yes.
He's going to make this squad again. Isaiah Thomas, the defensive end they drafted last year.
Yes.
He was good. James Thrash had some great catches. The tight end, Giovante
Reek.
I can't think of his last name.
Yeah, okay.
I like him.
Okay.
I like him a lot. But all in all, unfortunately, Mr. Whippler got hurt. I hate to see that.
Ugh.
And James Hudson got to go.
Yes.
Bye. Sorry.
The Luke Whippler thing was just so sad. When I saw that, I was like, oh, like, okay, get up. And then when you saw him kind of rolling in agony, I'm like, oh, crap.
Oh, man, it's like Nick Harris 2 years ago.
Yeah. Definitely a guy that, we were really looking forward to. I think it's probably going to be season ending from how it looked. But we'll find out.
Let's hope not.
Yeah,
we'll
Ronnie,
find out tomorrow.
Now, Lou Marconi, our colleague, was there. I know Sherry, the Browns fangirl, was there in the stands, and I know we were texting a little bit in the group, and that pass play early on by Jordan Love got by Ronnie Hickman, and then Ronnie Hickman pulled up. They said he hurt his back. It looked like his hammy, but apparently they're saying it was a back injury.
Oh God!
So that's not good either. So we'll find out. But, overall, I didn't like, Tyrod Taylor. No, not Tyrod Taylor. Huntley. I'm going back a ways. What do you think of him? I don't like, here's the thing. I don't like the guy just because he played for the Ravens. And I just,
Oh, come on. Stop it. He made some plays. Okay. He's dealing with the third string offensive line. He made some plays.
Yeah.
Andrew Berry is going to get a draft pick for him. It's obvious that DTR is going to be your third string.
He better damn well be. If they
forget about trading DTR. That story's over.
Right.
He showed what he could do. Not bad for a 5th round draft pick. Another Andrew Berry gem.
Yeah.
So Huntley will more than likely get traded. You're going to see a lot of him against the Vikings next week.
Yes. Now that's the game where that's the game that we're going to see a lot of the starters.
No.
They're
going
to practice. They're going to practice against each other.
The starters take part in the 2-game scrimmage. Yes. And traditionally, Kevin Stefanski plays backups during the exhibition game. Remember last year they scrimmaged against the Eagles and tied the Eagles, I think 18-18 in Philadelphia.
Yes. Kind of like the tie I had in middle school basketball one time over in Zanesville when our middle school girls teams, not middle school, our high school, gosh, I'm thinking of high school teams and JV games tied. You don't tie, man. You don't tie. Okay. I digress.
Kind of reminds me of the tie I used to always wear. It was a Warner Brothers. Yes. It had Daffy Duck on it. It reminds me of that.
All right. So I'll give you a couple other players. Pierre Strong. I love I thought I liked him. I liked what I saw again today. He had a couple catches.
I did too.
He's one of those kids, I swear that he was so close to breaking a couple early where, and then he gets shoe tackled and he could have gone from there 10 or 15 yards. The other kid that I saw, was it Hardy, kid from South Dakota State, cornerback. Yes. Early on, I really liked what I saw there. Small guy, small in stature, but he was stepping up, and I've read some good things about him.
Don't forget about Miles Harden. He played well. Cornerback. So they do have some good pieces. I'm not really worried about this. Let's see what they do in scrimmages against the Vikings. That'll be starter on starter.
Mm-hmm.
But
did you see the pregame Jameis Winston's pregame huddle there with the other players about being inspired and playing to your potential, and you have the opportunity? He was very jacked up, so that was kind of cool to see. He played in one series. The Browns got down the field, and Cade York, our former kicker, who will probably be with another team before the season starts unless something happens, knock on wood, really hit a beautiful 55-yard field goal that went right down the pike. And Nathan Zagura said that it could have gone for 70 in his opinion. So I don't know. We'll see about that. But it was good to see those things. The stadium looked like it was about half full. I think a lot of the people there were having a good time. And the Brownies, it's preseason, so we're excited. But we lost, so I know it doesn't mean anything, but
I don't care.
Anything else that you saw that I thought that, like in the first series when Winston went back, one of the first pass plays was a little bit different. He reversed it and went back, little screen away. Little wrinkle in the offense. I thought that was something that we don't typically see as fans, the way that play looked.
I like the motion. I like the quick passes. That pass that was came back because penalty which on Tillman
Yeah.
to David Bell. You saw the nice little cross, and that
Yes.
shouldn't have been a penalty. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
hell no. No
I mean,
way.
the defender ran into him.
Yeah.
I
and
mean, stop.
No,
Stop.
now what's the latest on
That
David
was a
Bell?
nice little pre-motion type thing.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean, I
nervous
like
about
that.
David Bell. Did we hear anything more
I'm
about
not.
his injury update? You know, he came out, you know, after that catch.
Yeah, he did, but they never talked about it again.
Okay.
So,
He
we'll
kind of
find
came up
out
limping
tomorrow.
on his knee. That's what I was worried about. He got hit on the knee, and that, yeah. Right. I know. And we were just talking about David Bell pregame, and he came out and got the first down.
Yep.
No, you know, I think everybody looked pumped up. Watson was dressed in full attire. He was ready to get out there on the field. He led the team out
was
there.
Dressed, ready to go.
Yeah, it was good to see that. Now let me talk about Michael Hall. I didn't see a lot of him. I was not. You might have been more focused on him. Did you pay attention to him or Iki? Or not Iki?
I did. I did see. I paid attention to both. Ika, Michael Hall. I think the moment got the best of him.
Uh-huh.
I think Jim Schwartz will sit him down and kind of, I don't know, maybe a little too eager, a little too. He got eaten up a lot at the line of scrimmage. So
yeah, the offensive line. Now like you were talking about James Hudson. There was several times in that second half where, you know, DTR was running for his life because nobody was putting a hand on the outside pass rusher. James Hudson just needs to go, right? I mean, I'm done.
You know, if you're gonna sign a backup center, let's just find a backup left tackle while we're at it. I mean, let's find a package deal and just get it over with. I am not impressed. Or let DeJuan Jones start practicing at left tackle.
Yeah.
That way, when Jedrick Wills come back, you can do DeJuan Jones could be the swing tackle. He can cover left and right. And he's played left tackle in Ohio State. So let's start. Get him reps at left tackle. Let's see what happens.
Okay, let me pause for a quick break, Steve, and then we'll come right back. We'll talk a little bit more before we leave everybody. This is the Fanatical Elves post-game show where the Browns lost to the Green Bay Packers 23-10 earlier today. We'll be right back. We're back. I know that you are crushed that the Brownies lost, but we were just talking about DTR and some of the other highlights on the team. DTR, and I know he's playing against third and fourth stringers, but the kid just he didn't look like his eyes were a deer in headlights. You know, he looked more confident. He just seems stronger. Maybe he's been lifting weights over the offseason, but it just seemed, and then when he got that late first down where he ran for it and he ran out of bounds, like everyone's like, oh God, just don't get hit.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice to see that by the young kid. You got to respect the kid. He won the game against the Squealers. He came back to Denver and played well until he got cheap hit in Denver, low blow by those stupid ass Broncos. But, I think we all agree that DTR should be coming back. Huntley needs to get traded somewhere.
Well, let's see what he does against the Vikings.
Okay. Jameis Winston looked good. I liked a couple of things I saw.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's your backup. He's your number 2.
Yes.
And he looked good. He really did. I'm glad they signed him. I'm very impressed with him.
Yes.
I think if Deshaun Watson has to miss 2-3 games, he could. If he misses 3 games, I think Jameis could go 2-1.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Let me just run through some of the. I want to call out a couple names here. You mentioned Isaiah Thomas. Now he's going into his 3rd season with the Brownies. He's the kid from Oklahoma State, and he played primarily on the practice squad last year. Yeah. And Oklahoma, right? And just
got hurt year 1.
Yes. Yeah, and we just have liked him. And he stepped up and did some really nice things today. We
look
got
who's
we're
here.
joining in. Yes, we have.
The new dad.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Dear
you.
old
Congratulations,
dad.
you're red.
Thank you. Working on minimal sleep. And
what are you talking about? That never happens when you have a baby.
was trying not to nod off during this game.
Hey, we are joined. If you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, thank you for subscribing to us and following us. Jarrell Flint has joined us, our contributor of the Dog Food Radio. And Jarrell just had a new baby, or his wife did. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Many thanks.
And we gave away that sweet hat too to a couple different people. Sherry's wearing it today down at the stadium.
Yeah, I saw the picture of Sherry wearing it.
Yeah, Sherry's wearing it well. Thank you, Sherry.
All right, Jarrell, get your take, man. Yeah, let's hear from you, bud.
You know, I was listening to what they were saying. We'll start with the quarterbacks, and they were saying, you know, the Browns feel like they have 4 quarterbacks that could play. You know, they could make a 53-man roster. Obviously, we'll take Watson out of that because we know he's a starter. But I was thinking if they can only muster 10 points against guys on the Packers that may not make the team, I don't know if that's really true. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing that stood out to me was 10 points. That concerns me a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I know it's just preseason, and so maybe they were, you know, again, they're not showing everything, but to me, that was that I wasn't thrilled with seeing that. Now the defense.
I have a secret to tell you, Jarrell.
Okay.
At halftime, don't tell Steve. At halftime, I ran the Meijer grocery, and it was 17-3.
Mm-hmm.
Came back and it was 23-3, and I'm going, oh,
yeah.
And that was the beginning of the fourth quarter. So, okay,
so
back to you.
I don't. So, I mean, what are y'all's take? Do y'all think that what do you think that says for the offense? Because there's a part of me that feels like the offense isn't going to look much different. There's a part of me that feels that way. We'll see when we can see what the starters look like. But, I mean, 10 points.
Well, the opening drive, I'll just say this, and I've said this already to Steve, but the opening drive, they had some nice little plays, some wrinkles. They had a little toss-back screen that was a little different than we've seen in the past. I thought Dorsey, that was kind of a neat little hitch.
Mm-hmm. The one to Tillman?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And then, you know, David Bell gets that nice pass, but then they call it off because they said Tillman had the illegal screen, which is bullcrap. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that happens in the regular season. I know you can't, you know, do that. Those, well, not what he did was stupid because the defender, like Steve said, you know, just kind of ran into him and had his back turned. It was kind of just, Anyway, Steve, what do you think?
I think this offense will look different once they get the starting offensive line in.
Okay.
So I'll wait till that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Batonio didn't play. Posick didn't play. Of course, Conklin and Wills didn't play.
But James Hudson did.
And he's got to go. I'm sorry. Got to go.
It looks like I'm dark, like in the shadows right now. I have the sun beaming from the. I look weird.
What are you? Undisclosed location?
I don't know. It's like
FBI witness.
I like that. I like that lighting. That's nice.
Nice. Okay. Well, thanks, Jarrell.
Yeah.
Hey, Jarrell, can we ask you what did you name the baby?
We named the baby Amaya.
A girl? Yes.
Yeah, a girl. Yes.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, congratulations.
Well, now you're a girl dad.
That's what everybody keeps saying. But
is this your first child?
It's my first, and I feel there's a softer energy I feel now. So.
Oh, awesome. Wonderful. A girl dad is awesome. When you have that first one and it's a girl, like my daughter Mariah was the firstborn, it does give you that sort of like, it really does change everything.
Cool.
And
very cool.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Steve, but back to you. What did you think?
I think it'll look different when they get the starting offensive line. I really do. And as for the defense, I think it'll be totally different once they get the starters in. I don't think the Green Bay starters. They played what? One series, maybe a series and a half
Yeah.
against the backups.
Yeah.
You know, do you think Jordan Love would have been upright if Isaiah Thomas was replaced by Myles Garrett?
No, but what about you talked a little bit before, and Drew, I don't know if you were like watching on the defensive side, but was it Devon Bush? Is that his name? Bush?
Devin Bush. I love Devin Bush.
Yeah.
He had a good game.
I think you add him with the Jordan Hicks kid, and then
oh yeah,
JOK.
Oh, yeah.
I'm real excited.
And
about
JOK, good linebacker group.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, we know the defense is going to be solid. Like I don't even think there's any questions about that. I just again I saw the Njoku interview with Aditi.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Because I was at Myers.
He seemed to be a little annoyed, like he really wasn't expounding on the answer. At least that was my take. I feel like he was trying to be more engaged with the game and figure out what was happening. So I thought that was I actually like that because to me, I think he's kind of like, we're about this business. I don't really have time to be sitting here talking to you and having fun, laughing and joking. We don't have time for that. We trying to.
But everyone's all inspired by David Njoku walking around without his shirt. I try to do that, and I get all sorts of inspiration. Sorry. Okay.
I don't.
What?
I get ridicule when I walk around without my
Well,
shirt.
yes, Steve. Yes,
my wife goes, come on.
Yeah, wait, you're blinding me. You're blinding me. Okay. All right, back to you, Jerome.
Well, here's a quick note. Mason Rudolph is in for the Titans right now.
Oh boy.
They got a hell of a quarterback room down there.
I have a friend who works in the school with me who is a big Titans fan. I believe he became a Titans fan only because he used to be a Houston Oilers fan, and then they moved to Tennessee. But his phrase, I guess, and you guys are both Jarrell and Steve live in Nashville. The phrase "tighten up" is that I guess that's a thing. And I said to my friend, I said, well, that just is weird. The word weird is going around. I said, that's tighten up just sounds weird. So they didn't like that.
Yeah, that's,
well, that's what they got. Mm-hmm. Their new stadium, their little like dog pound.
Yes.
Is going to be called the Mosh Pit.
Yeah, that doesn't even connect. That didn't.
And
Can they just go back to Houston? And Houston has two teams and making the Houston Oilers again, please, for God's sakes. No.
And you got to sign up and give them a video why you should be in the mosh pit.
Hey, Jarrell, I want to interrupt you because I want to give Jarrell some props again. And to your dad. I had a chance. I went back. I don't know, Steve, if you've done any of this, but Judson Flint is your dad. Mm-hmm. And some people who are Browns fans might recall that name because he played between 1980 and 1982 with the Brownies, was drafted by the New England Patriots. And when we talked to you, I remember when we started this with you with the Fanatical L's, I recognized your last name a little bit because I remember those teams back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. But I saw an interview with your father that's out there on social, out there on the internet. And he was talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a couple of them actually, right, Jarrell? There's several. Yeah. And this one, he was talking just about those teams and how he wishes that they could have won the championship. They were very good. But I just enjoyed watching it. And I guess and some of you who are listening to this show can't see Jarrell, but the resemblance of you and your dad obviously is very obvious. When I started watching the video, I'm like, oh shit. I said, so anyway, I just props to your father. And he was a great former Cleveland Brown. I just wanted to give you a moment because I know you've talked about it on other shows, but I don't know if everybody knows who you belong to. So
yeah, I was definitely born into the Browns fandom. So You know, because even like when we would go places in Ohio, people would remember them. Like, oh, I remember when you did this and the team did this. And it was like, I didn't really know what was going on, kind of seeing that kind of admiration. But, you know, it was cool. It was a cool thing to see just for, you know, people that are fans of the team that had that kind of, you know, love and respect. And I'm sure that's for all the former players, you know, so.
Well, we're really happy to have you here with our here on the network, and your hats, your dog food radio apparel is very appealing to a lot of folks too. So if you want it, you want to give a shot, tell people where they can go again to buy your hat you're wearing there, and some other things.
Yes, of course. You can go to www.dogfoodstore.com. Working on some new merch for the upcoming season, so be on the lookout. We'll have some new things up there. So
he sent us a prototype of the Paul Brown shirt. Yes, thank you very much for that.
That'll be coming.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts on tonight's game. I got to go cook out here. So,
okay.
Steve, let's start with you.
I was impressed, like I said, with a few of the backups. I mean, we're not really talking a lot about roster depth here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the starting roster is pretty much set. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, they're going to have to find a backup center, and they've got to find somebody to replace James Hudson. I don't know if they're on the roster now, but it's got to happen. The guy's not that good. Jameis Winston, definitely a good second, number two quarterback. Yeah. Tyler Huntley is going to be trade bait probably after game 3 in the preseason. Glad to see Dorian Thompson-Robinson step up and shut people up about trading him. He was a highlight in that second half.
Yeah, it's always
as was James Thrash.
Yes,
and the Brown kid from South Carolina, very impressive.
That's the Brown kid. Was he drafted by us, or was he an unrestricted free agent?
He's unrestricted, undrafted rookie free agent.
Undrafted rookie. Okay,
they paid him some good money to come to Cleveland.
Okay.
I can see why.
Jarrell, what do you think? Final thoughts? You worried about the offense?
I'm not going to say I'm worried because, again, I know it's preseason. When the Pats went 16-0, they lost every game in the preseason that season. So it really doesn't matter, you know.
Good point.
But for me, and they play the Cowgirls week 1. I'm anticipating
the Cowgirls, the Squealers, the Ratbirds.
You know, to me, I just want to see the receivers. Like when I've been watching other preseason games, and even going back to last year, there are times where it just looks like the Browns don't get a lot of separation. Amari Cooper does, but he's kind of the only one. So I want to see more people schemed open. So that's really what I want to see, where it doesn't look like it's as much of a chore to move up and down the field. I wanted to look a little more effortless. I didn't really see that today.
No, but I don't know. I just I don't know exactly what was going on in the field, but just watching Kevin Stefanski and watching Ken Dorsey, during the game, I don't know. I got a good vibe. Like they're going to really work it out, and it's going to be something special. The other thing is, Steve, Mike Vrabel on the field. Did you note that? Yes.
It's preseason, so even like guys who are suspended could play in preseason. Okay, so he is on the sideline, which I loved. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought, oh gosh, I got to let Steve know, but I figured you already knew. So,
I saw it. Yeah, and I agree with the Kevin Stefanski Dorsey thing. That Dorsey had the Denny's menu and Kevin Stefanski didn't. That's a good sign.
Oh, dude, that's going to be the next target of my story. That's going to be a big change. I'm going to say Kevin Stefanski no longer carries the Denny's menu. People will love that. When I talked about Cooper in his Instagram. By the way, Jarrell, what do you think? You talked about this offline. What do you think that whole Instagram messages? Steve and I think it's just at this point just a game. Like Amari just put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, it really could be anything. It could be a girl. It could be CD Lamb. I mean, we really don't know. That's the problem with social media, internet speculation. You really have no clue.
You got to read my article, Jarrell. I told everybody to go smell the roses and go take a walk outside.
Yeah. But no, I'd like to see them try to pull another fleece on Dallas. I mean, I think if they could keep everybody and add just, you're not drafting wide receivers well. So if you can give Dallas the first round pick and bring CD Lamb in here, I think that'd be
that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
CD Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Jerry Jeudy, and Elijah Moore. Holy crap!
He wouldn't give up a first round pick.
He wouldn't.
Nah.
For CD Lamb?
No. Jerry Jones. If Jerry Jones, like Samuel said the other night, if Jerry Jones is desperate to get rid of him, it'll be like an Amari Cooper trade when he was desperate to get rid of him.
Okay.
And what they basically traded.
Well, the Browns have like 3 or 4 4th or 5th round picks coming up. When I look back at all their 2025 draft picks, they have several 5th round picks and I think 1 4th round pick. So, I mean, yeah, they could, who knows? I don't want to give up that 1st round pick though. We haven't had one in for ages.
Hell no. We're going to need a left tackle.
Get rid of James Hudson. All right, folks. Jarrell?
No, I was just going to say, I mean, offensive line pick in the first round isn't sexy, but if that's what they need, then I guess they got to pull it. They got to do it.
That's what they need.
Well, congratulations, Jarrell, on having your first child.
Thank you.
What is her name again?
Amaya.
Love it. Congratulations. Enjoy the time with her and the endless nights of non-sleep. It's well worth it. It rewards you like you never know. It's an amazing feeling.
I appreciate it.
Browns lose, unfortunately, 23-10, but we don't care because it's the damn preseason.
Right.
Regular season starts against the Cowgirls, like Jarrell said, September 8th, 4:30. Be there, be square. We'll have a lot of shows. Jarrell will be coming up with his dog food, dog radio show programming. Steve's got his Dog Pound South show. Hello, campers.
Tomorrow.
And I'll have my Johnny Cleveland show. Actually, I'll have an episode of Johnny Cleveland coming up momentarily. Lots of other shows out there for us from the Fanatical Elves. Thank you so much for joining us, listening to us. Please download us. I beg you, I implore you to download us on Apple and Spotify because that's where Steve and Jarrell and I make pennies. So thank you. See you guys. Go Browns. We got this classical music, Jarrell. It's really awesome. You got to listen to it. Ready? You're going to love it.
Go Browns.